19 investigates digging deeper into the surge of violence in Cleveland. The city is throwing millions at the problem, but is it enough? And are they getting results? Brian Duffy here now to break down where that money is coming from and how it's being used. Brian.
Yeah, we found some interesting nuggets here. The money's coming from the American Rescue Plan, and according to the city's latest ARPA Treasury update, Cleveland has deposited over $511 million in federal money. The city can use that however they want. Out of that $511 million, 19 investigates found out about $25 million was specifically set aside for public safety and violence prevention. Is that enough? As for how the city has planned to spend that money, Mayor Justin Bibb has identified three key components. First, provide community-driven programs for violence prevention in our neighborhoods. Second, expand violence interruption efforts to reduce force during incidents between the police and the public. And third, equip first responders with innovative technology so they can perform at the highest levels. Now, according to the Treasury report, police are already getting results, getting violent offenders and guns off the streets with the assistance of new equipment, including surveillance cameras. So here is how the money is being spent specifically in an effort to meet those goals. The biggest investment is called the Neighborhood Safety Endowment Fund. The endowment will be managed by the Cleveland Foundation with the expectation that the $10 million invested will provide $13 million in grant-making initiatives over 25 years toward evidence-based programming to address the root causes of violence. Over $5 million will be directed to the city's crisis intervention co-responder teams that work with police and dispatch to identify mental health-driven police calls. ShotSpotter will get $2.7 million to expand to all 5 police districts. Only 80% of gunfire incidents are actually reported to the police. $2.3 million will be used to buy and install dash cameras in all CPD cruisers. Police currently wear body but not dash cameras. And another $2.2 million will be invested at Journeys and the Canopy Child Advocacy Center. Both organizations deal with domestic violence and child abuse, the connection being that violence experienced in the home often produces violence later in life. The Cleveland rape crisis also received $2.5 million. Now, City Hall tells us the mayor wanted more for safety, but City Council cut $5 million out. Council still has about $27 million in ARPA money to dole out wherever they see fit. The state has given Cleveland Police an additional $6 million in ARPA funds to help solve and reduce violent crime, as well as keep cops on the force. More than $4 million was specifically awarded for retention bonuses for 1,400 officers. A lot being spent. We need to see the results. Brian Duffy, 19 News.
Now, you're not